What's up guys, Sebastian here. In this video I want to tell you why your Facebook ads campaigns might be losing money and basically what you can do about it to fix them. And I want to tell you in general what makes a successful campaign be profitable versus a campaign that basically loses money every single day. So the first thing I want to tell you is that it has very little to do with the interest that you choose or the placement. Like a lot of people think that if they have a campaign that's constantly losing a lot of money every day and it has very high costs, like, you know, maybe you're aiming for a 50-cent cost per click and you're getting a $2 cost per click, that this has to do with maybe the difference between choosing an interest like cooking or I love cooking, or maybe a difference between running ads on Instagram or Facebook, or maybe a difference between using 1-day conversion window or 7-day conversion window. And the truth is that it has very little to do with these small details. So these are basically campaign settings that you do have to choose, you know, the best option. But just because you're not getting results, it doesn't mean that changing a few settings here and there will make a major difference. Usually when you're losing consistent money on your campaigns and where you're not getting them to be profitable after some time, it's usually because of the offer or because of the sales process. It doesn't have a lot to do with kind of like the Facebook ad settings. And let's just have an example. Let's create an example. Let's say that you are selling, I don't know, this is a basic example, a t-shirt that has a cat design. It's a design like, I don't know, like cat mom or something like that. So let's say you go to Facebook and you choose an interest like cats. There for one ad set. For a second ad set you choose an interest like I love my cat. And the third ad set, cat meow, right? And maybe you use a nice image of the t-shirt with the background and you use some decent ad copy. Like, hey, if you're a cat lover, this is gonna be an amazing shirt, blah, 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 a decent ad copy, maybe not the best one. And you start running this campaign and running it and running it. And also you might be targeting women 40 plus. So you start running the campaign, running it, and after 7 days you realize it's a complete failure. Your cost per click is super high, maybe $2 or $3, and then people are going to your sales page or product page and they're simply not buying your product. They're going through your funnel, they're not taking any action. So you might be wondering like, maybe the interests that I used are not effective. Or maybe I should have used Instagram feeds versus Facebook feeds. Or maybe I should have used 1-day conversion window versus 7. But the reality is that these settings won't make a big difference on the campaign. Usually the reason why that campaign is not successful is because of the design of the t-shirt itself. Because a t-shirt is a proven product type. Everyone buys t-shirts, right? You buy t-shirts, I buy t-shirts, women in the US buy t-shirts, everyone buys t-shirts. The reason they're not buying your t-shirt is because of the design, is because of the offer itself. It's not sexy enough, it's not engaging enough, it's not extremely passionate. And in some cases, in some niches, you don't have to have a passionate product. Sometimes maybe you're providing a product that fixes a problem. So it's not like passionate, people don't feel like super excited about the product, it's just that it fixes a problem. But usually your campaign is not going to be profitable because of the offer itself. The product itself is not getting people's attention, it's not powerful enough to get people to take action. It doesn't hit the emotions as powerful as it should have. And maybe it's just like, if you rate it from 1 to 10, it's not an 8 or a 9 or a 10, it's more like a 6. And the truth is the difference between having a campaign that's profitable and not profitable is maybe that a campaign that is not profitable is a 6 and a campaign that is profitable is a 9 or 10. So even if your campaign is good, it's okay, it's a 6, it's still not outstanding. And usually campaigns that are gonna make you big money, that change your life, are gonna be outstanding. By outstanding, I mean outstanding design for your t-shirt, or outstanding angle for the digital program that you are selling, or outstanding way that you are positioning a training to sell to people. It has to be really like eye-catchy, because if it just blends with all the different products and ads on people's news feeds, truth is you won't see a lot of sales. So now let's assume that you have a good campaign structure, you are targeting the right interest, like, I don't know, whatever, and you have a nice ads, good video, good image. Now, maybe at this point you're making sales, but you're not profitable. Maybe you're breaking even. So you're wondering, all right, is it the interest? that I'm using? Is it my campaign structures? Is it the ad? Is it the image? Is it the design of the t-shirt? But then you realize that all these things are pretty are on point. They're okay. So what you have to do at this point, if you're breaking even, if you're getting consistent sales, you got to figure out how to make more money for every customer. So here's what I mean. Let's say that you have a cost per purchase of $10 and your product is $10. It means that for every customer, you're making $10. You don't have upsells, you're not offering anything else. Your design is good, your interests are good, your ads are good. You just can't figure out how to get to the profit zone. Now, what I would do is I would keep the same design, but I would try to offer more things to the same customer. That way, instead of making just $10 per customer, you make 20, 30, 40, 50. And if you can get a customer to make you 20, 30, 40, 50, then a cost per purchase or getting a customer for $10 is actually really cheap. So a lot of people say, hey, or ask me, hey Sebastian, what is a good cost per click? And it's very relative. A good cost per click could be 50 cents if you're making, a dollar in revenue. Earnings per click is $1. Or maybe cost per click is really good if it's $5, because maybe for every click you're making $7, right? So it's very, very relative. Of course, the lower the cost per click, the better. But if you have a high cost per click and you are making twice the money, then who cares, right? So that's what I mean. If right now you have good numbers, you have a good ad, you have a good offer, and you're breaking even, you're getting consistent sales, you want to get to the 100% ROI, 200% ROI, or even 1000% ROI with the same costs. Now it's not a matter of tweaking the front end side, the Facebook ad side or the Facebook campaign itself. It's fixing the back of the campaign. What I mean by that is, what upsell can you offer to the same people? How can you make more money per customer? So maybe they make the first purchase, they buy a t-shirt, but in the second page they tell you, hey, get the same t-shirt but 50% off. And then in the third page they tell you, hey, get the same t-shirt for a friend or a family member for 60% off. So you offer more of the same. So now instead of people just spending $10, they spend 40. And now if you have a cost per purchase of 10, you are super happy because you're making 40 for every $10 that you spend. Right? So that's kind of like the concept. Sometimes, or I would say in the majority of the cases where people are just doubting like what is happening with their campaigns, why they're not making money, it's a matter of that they're not offering or they're not selling the correct offer. It's not engaging enough, it's not passionate enough, it's not hitting emotions like a pain or a pleasure, it's not sexy enough, it's not outstanding, it's not it doesn't pop out of the newsfeed when people scroll, and it just blends with most products out there. But assuming that you have that fixed and you're still not profitable but you're making sales, now you have to think, okay, how can I make more money per customer? Because that's really the key, right? There's some campaigns that I lose money in the first sale, but I make a lot of money on the back end sales. So I can spend a lot more money than my competition to acquire a customer because I'm making more money for every customer. So let's say that my competition can only spend $20 to acquire a customer. So for every $20, they get a customer, right? If they spend more than that, $25 or $30, they lose money because they can only afford $20 to get a customer because maybe they're selling a $20 product. But what I do is, okay, I go and sell that $20 product, but I think, okay, how can I make more money for this customer? So now, let's say that I'm making a lot more money per customer. I'm making, I don't know, $100 per customer. So I'm okay if I spend $30, $40, $50, $60, $70 on ads because I'm making $100. Well, my competition is struggling because he can only spend $20 to get that customer. If he spends $30, he's out of business. That's why people say whoever can spend the most on advertising to acquire a customer is going to win, is going to be able to scale. Because, and in order to do that, you have to really have the back-end process. What happens after the sale? That process needs to be really, really well made. Because if not, you're always going to be trying to, fix this setting on Facebook, try to have the best ad. Sometimes you don't even need to have the best ad if your sales process is made in a way where you're making really nice profits per customer. In fact, your ad could be horrible, but if you're monetizing every customer really, really well, you can crush your competition. Now, the sweet spot, if you really want to crush it, is great ad, great irresistible offer, an amazing way to position it, that's the marketing angle, and then an amazing sales process that takes the first customer and presents different products or upsells along the way that's going to help them out. And that way you'll be able to make a lot more money per customer, you're going to crush your competition, and you're going to have a great front end. In fact, you can have, I don't know, it's like what I've noticed is that many times the interest that you choose to target for your campaign, like I love cats or cats, it doesn't matter too much if your ad is great, if your offer is great, and if you can monetize each customer the right way. Now, when you think about monetizing a customer, it's not only the sales funnel, right? The pages people go through. You could also monetize a customer within the next 30 days through email marketing, or maybe you tell them on day 20, hey, let's get on a call, and you get on a call, and maybe you sell them a $300 product. That's still the value of the same customer, even if the upsells were made a month later. So you have to really make a smooth sales process, not only through the pages in your sales funnel, but through email marketing, on a Facebook group, giving them a call, sending text messages, so that then you can say, okay, in average, every single year, I'm making $150 per customer. So I can pay up to $100 and still make a lot of money. So that's how you turn a failing campaign into a winning campaign. And it has very little to do with the settings. It has more to do with the offer, the sales process, and what is the back end of your business, how you are treating your customers. That's basically it, guys. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you got value, and if you did, be sure to go to SebastianGomezMentoring.com. Schedule a call if you want to learn more about working with us, and if we feel we can help you out, we'll let you know. Hope you found this training valuable, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.